Hi everyone, this is Lou from Savvy Digital, and today we're going to be covering the Google Ads and PPC news over the last 24 hours from the 8th of October 2024. Let's start off by jumping straight into the Google Ads status dashboard. As you can see, the Google Ads Manager was having some service disruption yesterday. We also saw earlier last week with the Google Ads online dashboard itself, the live platform, that we did see some outages, some service disruption. We did see it across most regions across the world. It was down for most people. It seems to be back up and running and consistent since then. And with the Google Ads Manager, it's a similar story where some people are experiencing outages worse than others, but generally it seems like it's back up and operational. So as of the 8th of October, everything is up and running and available. In terms of the next news segment I'm going to get into, we're going to do some updates, starting off with Adrian Decker from LinkedIn, who has a PPC Google Ads newsletter, which you can keep up to date with and see all of the latest news. But I'm just going to go through and give a highlight of the things that he's covered recently, starting off with the new app campaigns logo. As you can see, this app campaigns screenshot here, you can see it's come within the deck of the different views of the different campaigns available. And this has been added recently and seemed to be a bug at first, but has now been implemented as a full solution to the app campaigns overview that we can see in the screenshot here. But let's jump into something a little bit different with a new testing beta for the sponsored links that you can see. As you can see on the screen here, they're testing with the sponsored links showing slightly different here. So new sponsored label tests that have come from Brody Clark and Gagan Gotra. As you can see, they're testing with this and it looks a little bit different, where you can see more sort of obvious denotions to the actual sponsorship type by who it's from and the company behind it. And you can see here as well, we even have this little dash line for way rates for this example that we have on screen, which is really interesting, and we'll see how that changes moving forward. In terms of the third new segment to cover, what we want to see on the changes here, you can see that we've seen some updates with regards to the Google Merchant Center. So this comes from Hannah Kobzova, again through Adrian Decker's updates on his LinkedIn. And as you can see, that we have now updates to see the clicks, impressions, and click-through data for each click-through rate data for each individual product. So what you can do is navigate to your products, go on all products, click on the product that you want specifically, and then this traffic tab, and you can see individual data over a certain time period as to how much traffic and how much data has come through for each individual product, which is really interesting, and it's going to be a lot better for e-commerce driven accounts. The next thing I'll jump into here, still being brought to us by Adrian Decker, is the video generation launching within the product studio. So as it mentions here, we have some new AI video generation rollouts. So Georgi Baikov had discovered this recently, that they are launching this within the US in the product studio, so offering AI powered video content creation tools, which will be really interesting to see. And I think there is going to be some developments in the video space because it's something they're pushing, particularly with Demand Gen V2 and things that are coming in the future. Something to look out for, and it gives a new dynamic to e-commerce stores with the products as well as service ads. And with the kind of increase in sort of user generated content and the changes with the TikTok ads platform and the sort of growth in that platform, I think Google is making a huge stretch to improve that, especially within their ads, to make sure that shorts are getting the same attention that we saw with the longer form landscape ads themselves. Coming in through here with one of the second to last news stories from Adrian Decker, again, is the certification. So this is really interesting to see, and I'll just pull up my notes here. So we can see it now supports a certification markup support for merchant listings in the product structured data documentation. So all the information is on screen. I won't go into too much detail, but with the schema that comes through here with the certification, you can see we have the full definition on screen to give some additional detail if that's something you're interested in. But we're seeing some improvements across the Google Merchant Center, as you can see with the different definitions here and what's coming through with the recommended properties as well. Super interesting stuff. And we can see the rating value, best rating, worst rating details listed here. And then finally, moving into the last piece of news is with regards to the Google Analytics 4, and these are new save segments. So this comes from Matteo Zambon, and he discovered that you can now create and save segments directly within your GA4 property. It's a feature for a newly created property. Should be a slow rollout, but as you can see, we've got the new segments like the user content update and other things within that, which are natively flowing through to the GA4 property, which is really cool and makes our life a lot easier for what we're looking for here. In terms of the next piece of news that we want to go through, these next segments come from Thomas Ekel or SL, And he, again, similar to Adrian Decker, has a news segment within LinkedIn and also a newsletter, which I'll link in the description below to both of those so you can see the full details. And we've had some really interesting updates as well here from the actual auction and the search engine results page. The first one here comes from Thomas. As you can see, we've got his watermark here in case you want to follow him and go to his website. But this one is regarding the new swipeable carousel image assets. So as you can see on the search engine results page, with the image assets for the search ads, the responsive search ads, you can see we do have the swipeable image carousel assets to go alongside it. So you can still utilize the full 20. Looks like they're beta testing this little carousel feature on the desktop version. Not sure if it's going to be coming into play for the mobile version, but again, very interesting to see, and also opens up a lot of opportunity to get some real estate within the search engine results page, and also show, maybe some multi-step images to go alongside the ads as well, as opposed to the one static one that were usually available here. So as you can see, it has the multiple options here with the arrows to move along. Really, really interesting. Looks like it's only in place for the top of auction, absolute top that we're seeing on screen here. And the second one that comes from Thomas here is regarding how you can change who pays, which can now be done directly through platform without support. So usually you'd have to contact support for this in between agencies, and now can be done by ourselves. It was usually only available through the Google Ads support, and now you can actually transfer customer accounts to another payment management account directly from the Google Ads Manager account without contacting the support team. Really interesting, and the way that you go about doing this is by going into your MCC, navigating to your client sub-account, going to billing, then billing transfers, clicking on the pencil to change who pays, and then you can select the external bidding, enter all the data, and then submit the request. So as you can see, we have the screenshot here that shows us where you need to go for this, what information is required, and again, follow Thomas if you want more information around that segment. But it's good to see that we're seeing updates on the billing side of things, as we have seen some issues recently crop up, and it looks like they're making developments to give agencies a little bit more power, because they've recognized that clients sometimes find a bit of difficulty when you have a really hands-on manager for a Google Ads account. It's sometimes a little bit difficult for the client to be fully inclined to do and make the changes that they need to. The new agency, once this change has gone through, does also have 7 days to approve or reject it, and if they don't make that action within the 7-day period, the application will be automatically cancelled and you have to start over. So something you might want to set a reminder for if you do go ahead and put this through. So it's an interesting update. We'll see how it goes and develops moving forward. That's it for the LinkedIn updates. The final bits to go through, it comes from the Search Engine Journal, and this comes directly through to the Microsoft Ads side of things. So with Bing Ads and the fact that they're making Copilot advancements. So obviously Microsoft Ads have had some issues in recent years. Obviously the market share isn't really there. People would agree that the placements for Bing Ads and Microsoft Ads are a little bit difficult to tell, especially when it comes with Microsoft Ads. But it seems like they're making developments to improve this. So the highlights of this article, which comes from Brooke Osmondson, which is a VIP contributor to the Search Engine Journal, they talk about how Copilot is streamlining user experience to differentiate between organic content and ads. We also have a new diagnostics tool feature to be available in Copilot for Microsoft Ads to help boost productivity, and also a new performance snapshot feature will use Copilot in a conversational experience to get key insights and trends more quickly for campaigns. A lot of buzzwords in there. It'll be interesting to see what actually comes into play when they do implement it. But we do have some snippets and the summaries that comes with this. So Brooke has mentioned that it continues to develop and evolve its solutions direct from feedback from users and advertisers. Personally myself, working with Bing Ads and Microsoft Ads, I haven't had the best support. It's been an interesting experience trying to navigate that system and, try to, communicate with them. Google Ads isn't particularly great either, but we definitely have seen improvements in recent months for Google Ads, whereas Microsoft Ads, I can't say the same. Hopefully Copilot will be the kind of saving grace on that. We should see some more competition, but like I said, in the current standing, I think still Google Ads will retain pretty much all of the market share. But Copilot is obviously a consideration a lot of businesses are looking for, especially with older audiences and pre-installed, sort of Windows devices as well that use Bing Ads, or Bing as a search platform, should I say. But as you can say, it is worth testing out a portion of the PPC budget to just see how it measures up against Google Ads campaigns and just see if Bing Ads can kind of marry up with your strategy overall. And it's interesting to see how that'll develop, and you can test out these different streamlined experiences that they have with Copilot. Finally, to close off today, just to go through the official blog that comes from Google Ads as well as their support team. So you can see here that there hasn't been any updates since the 3rd of October. The last article they had written overviews and the lens itself. And we also have some details around the sort of visual search, how that helps you to shop, as well as some other details recently in September around Google Ads and in commerce generally. And if we jump over to the Google Ads help section, we can see there hasn't been any new features or announcements that have come out recently. The last one still being on the 12th of September regarding in-stream ads to target the audiences in the first position, now available across YouTube, in-display and video 360. But that concludes everything for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and keeps you updated with PPC and Google Ads news. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow.